ಭಾಜಪಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋದಂತ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ 1 ತಿಂಗಳು 2 ತಿಂಗಳು 3 ತಿಂಗಳು ಕಳೆದ್ರೂ ಕೂಡ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸಮಾನತೆ ಸಿಗಲಿಲ್ಲ. 30 ವರ್ಷ ಕಷ್ಟಪಟ್ಟು ಕಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಪಕ್ಷದಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಥಾನ ಇಲ್ಲ. ನನ್ನ ಜೊತೆನಲ್ಲಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಅಲ್ಪಸಂಖ್ಯಾತರು, ಹಿಂದುಳಿದ ವರ್ಗದವರು, ಹರಿಜನ ಗಿರಿಜನ ಬಂಧುಗಳು ಇವತ್ತು ಇಡೀ ರಾಜ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಸುಮಾರು 3,000 ಪ್ರಮುಖ ಕಾರ್ಯಕರ್ತರು ಬೀದಿ ಪಾಲಾಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ದಯಮಾಡಿ ಅವಕಾಶ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಡಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದನ್ನು ಬೇಡಿಕೊಂಡೆ. ಆದ್ರೆ ಅವರು ಭಾಜಪದಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಥಾನಮಾನವನ್ನು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದು ಕೇವಲ ಇಬ್ಬರಿಗೆ ಮಾತ್ರ. ಒಂದು ಸಹೋದರಿ ಶೋಭಾ ಕರಂದ್ಲಾಜೆ ಅವರಿಗೆ, ಮತ್ತೊಂದು ಸನ್ಮಾನ್ಯ ಉದಾಸಿ ಅವರಿಗೆ.
Well, it's only natural during the elections. Some will ditch their principal party and join the others for various benefits. So who will be the next to quit? Let's wait and watch. A News 9 report.
BSR Chief Sriramulu resigned as a Bellary rural MLA today. He tendered his resignation to Karnataka Assembly Speaker, who wished him the best for his future. Here's a report.
Will only resign from MLA post if BJP feels me as their candidate from Bellary. These words were spoken by BSR Congress Chief Sriramulu just a couple of days back. And looks like this threat has worked in his favor. Just days after the declaration, BSR Congress Chief Sriramulu resigned as the MLA from Bellary rural constituency. Sriramulu submitted his resignation to Speaker Kagodu Timmappa today. Following this move, all speculations can be put to rest. Sriramulu will most likely contest Lok Sabha polls on BJP ticket from Bellary, though he avoided speaking directly about it. To avoid further questions, he also stated that if he doesn't get a BJP ticket, he will tour all the 28 constituencies in Karnataka, campaigning for other BJP candidates.
ಇಂದು ನಾನು ನನ್ನ ಶಾಸಕ ಸ್ಥಾನಕ್ಕೆ ನಾನು ರಾಜೀನಾಮೆಯನ್ನು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೇನೆ. ದೇಶ ಅಭಿವೃದ್ಧಿಗೋಸ್ಕರವಾಗಿ ದೇಶ ಸರಿಯಾದಂಥ ಮಾರ್ಗದಲ್ಲಿ ತಗೊಂಡು ಹೋಗಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋ ಉದ್ದೇಶದಿಂದ ದೇಶಭಕ್ತ ಈ ದೇಶಕ್ಕೆ ಪ್ರಧಾನಮಂತ್ರಿ ಆಗಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋ ಉದ್ದೇಶದಿಂದ ಇವತ್ತು ನಾನು ಶಾಸಕ ಸ್ಥಾನಕ್ಕೆ ನಾನು ರಾಜೀನಾಮೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೇನೆ. ನಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರ ಉದ್ದೇಶ ಇವತ್ತು ಭಾರತೀಯ ಜನತಾ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಯ ಪ್ರಧಾನಿ ಮಂತ್ರಿ ಅಭ್ಯರ್ಥಿ ಆಗಿರುವಂಥ ನರೇಂದ್ರ ಮೋದಿ ಅವರು ದೇಶದ ಪ್ರಧಾನಮಂತ್ರಿ ಆಗಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋ ಉದ್ದೇಶದಿಂದ ನಾನು ಶಾಸಕ ಸ್ಥಾನಕ್ಕೆ ರಾಜೀನಾಮೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೇನೆ.
Meanwhile, it's being claimed that no one has pressurized Sriramulu to tender his resignation. Speaker Kagodu Timmappa stated that Sriramulu has only resigned keeping his future in mind. The return of Sriramulu into the saffron fold owes to BJP leaders in the state. BJP leaders including Prahlad Joshi and Jagdish Shettar had impressed upon the central leadership that Sriramulu held considerable clout over the Valmiki community. They had stated his re-entry would be electorally advantageous for the party, not only in Bellary but also Gadag, Raichur, Koppal and Chitradurga. Meanwhile, Sriramulu too had assured the BJP top brass that he would help them win in 5 districts. Well, it's not official that Sriramulu will contest from Bellary constituency as of now. But if one reads between the lines, then we sure know what's going to unfold in the coming days. Vinay for News 9, Bellary.
A family planning surgery going awfully wrong took the toll of a woman in West Godavari district of Andhra Pradesh. Blaming the criminal negligence of doctors, angry relatives attacked and ransacked the Chintalapudi government hospital today.
Turning this tiny government hospital upside down, these women are no political activists. They are the heartbroken relatives of a woman who fell victim to a family planning surgery goof-up. These were the scenes witnessed inside the government-run Social Health Center in Chintalapudi of West Godavari district on Wednesday. The women were belligerent and in a rampaging mood. Sadly, that's the only way they could vent their anguish over the death of their dear one. Madhulata, the victim, would never know how fatal a family planning surgery can turn out to be. She nodded reluctantly for the surgery at the insistence of the health center doctors.
శనివారం నాడు కుటుంబ నియంత్రణ ఆపరేషన్ చేస్తామని చెప్పి అత వారం రోజుల క్రితం నుంచి మా ఇంటికి వచ్చి అలాగో పిల్లలు రెండో కారణం అయిపోయింది కదా, మీరు మీ ఊళ్ళో కాదు మా ఊళ్ళో చేసేసుకోండి గవర్నమెంట్ హాస్పిటల్లో అవి తేలిక అయిపోతుందని చెప్పి కుటుంబ నియంత్రణ ఆపరేషన్ చేస్తామని చెప్పి తీసుకొచ్చారు. శనివారం నాడు 8:00 వస్తే డాక్టర్లు 10:30 స్టార్ట్ చేసి 11:30గా 3కి కంప్లీట్ చేశారు ఆపరేషన్.
Madhulata's nightmare began soon after the operation, something regarded as a simple procedure. A bloated belly triggered the deterioration of her health. Even the health center doctors gave up, but only after keeping everyone in the dark for 3 days. They advised better treatment for her in Eluru.
మొత్తం పట్లోనే ఉండిపోయింది. ఈ సంగతి ఆ నర్సుకి తెలియదు, డాక్టర్కి తెలియదు. తెలిసినా కూడా గోప్యంగా ఉంచి శనివారం చేసిన ఆపరేషన్ శనివారము, ఆదివారము, సోమవారం సాయంత్రం మా ఇంటికి వచ్చి మళ్ళీ ఒకసారి హాస్పిటల్ తీసుకొచ్చి ఆ టెస్టులు ఈ టెస్టులు అని చెప్పి రాత్రి 10:30కి మా వల్ల కాదు మీరు ఏలూరు తీసుకెళ్ళిపోండి అని చెప్పారు. రాత్రి 10:30కి అలో లక్షణ అనుకుంటూ అంబులెన్స్లో మాట్లాడి ఆశ్రమ హాస్పిటల్ దగ్గరికి వెళ్తే అక్కడ డాక్టర్ గారు హరిహర శాస్త్రి గారు పేషెంట్ని ఒంటి మీద చెయ్యకుండా మౌన్ చూసి చెప్పారు, ఇది కుటుంబ నియంత్రణ ఆపరేషన్ చేసిన వాళ్ళు తెలియక నిర్లక్ష్యంతో ఒక చిన్న పేగుల మీద కత్తితో ఘాటు పెట్టారు.
By then, Madhulata's intestines were badly infected. An emergency surgery done to remove the infected intestine was of no help. The woman breathed her last while being brought back to her hometown on Wednesday.
సాయంకాలం అక్కడ తీసుకొచ్చినాక చూసి కడుపంతా ఉప్పిపోయినప్పుడు మళ్ళీ వీళ్ళు డాక్టర్ నర్సు తీసుకుని ఆశ్రమ హాస్పిటల్కి వెళ్ళారు సార్. అక్కడ తీసుకెళ్ళినాక వాళ్ళు ఆపరేషన్ చేసి పేగు వేసారండి. వేసినాక 2 రోజులు అయితే చెప్పలే ఉన్నారండి. తెల్లారగంట బీపీ డౌన్ అయిపోయి చనిపోయింది.
Angry relatives found it tough to hold back their emotions when they descended on the Chintalpudi Government Hospital for justice. They barged inside and went on a rampage. Every piece of furniture they could lay their hands on was destroyed. They demanded stringent punishment for the doctors for accounting for an innocent life with a botched up surgery. Doctors and staff initially tried to pacify the infuriated kin. Sensing danger, they disappeared from the premises. The town police who intervened later promised to register a case against the hospital staff. B. Ravi Kumar for News 9, West Godavari District.
The Hyderabad-based techie is claiming that he was able to locate the missing airliner. Though he was debunked regarding his find, many people across the world are trying to locate the plane from satellite images.
26 nations have committed their resources in searching for the missing Malaysian airline. However, closer home, a techie from Hyderabad claims that he was able to locate the plane. The techie said he was able to locate a large plane flying low near the Andaman Islands on March 8th. The techie has been identified as Anup Madhav, an IT analyst. Anup stumbled on the picture of the large aircraft when he was looking through the images taken by Digital Globe satellite QBO2. The techie stumbled upon the image which was taken on the date when the airplane is believed to have disappeared from radars. Anup Madhav is not alone in this search. Across the world, thousands of people have been searching for the missing plane. Through crowdsourcing, many are trying to trace the missing plane.
I believe it is of the flight that is MH370. I have my reasons for believing that it's the flight mainly because I found that flight in the area of Maya Bandar, which is a region in our Andaman Nicobar Islands, and that flight that I found in that image was flying really low. It's an image from the 8th of March, and usually in that area you do not find civilian flights flying at such a low altitude, and there's no airport nearby to assume that it was either taking off or landing at that airport. So what I believe is that this is not a training flight, this is not a military flight, because the color, from the color you can make out that it is not even a naval or army or air force flight. So I believe that at that point of time this flight was passing by that area and the satellite had captured that image. The same image I had put in my report and I have given my analysis. What I thought was, why is the flight flying so low? First reason, to avoid primary radar, tracking by primary radar, so that radars around the area, if it flies below 5,000 feet, they cannot detect the flight, and this flight is flying really low. In the image you can see that clearly. So that is why I believe that this could be the flight that was passing through that area, the MH370.
However, Anup's discovery didn't last for long, as experts debunked it, saying that he was relying on old data and that the plane cannot be the missing airliner. In Taiwan, a university student has claimed that he has detected the missing airlines from satellite images. Meanwhile, Sources close to the investigation team are hinting that the plane would have flown into southern Indian Ocean. The view is based on the lack of any evidence from countries along the northern corridor that the plane entered their airspace and the failure to find any trace of wreckage in searches in the upper part of the southern corridor. It's been 11 days since MH370 has gone missing, and still there has only been speculation regarding to what happened to the 239 passengers aboard the plane. A News 9 report.